I want you to consider something absolutely extraordinary. What if this whole life, everything you've ever experienced, everything you're going through right now is a dream? Not a dream in the sense of being unreal, but a dream in the sense of being played. A magnificent cosmic dream that you are dreaming right now. Let me put it to you this way. Let's suppose that you were able, every night, to dream any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time, or any length of time you wanted to have. Now, naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. Palaces, romances, adventures, perfect health, unlimited wealth, every desire satisfied instantly. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure, each you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control, where something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. And you would dig that, wouldn't you? You'd come out of it and say, wow, that was a close shave, wasn't it? Then you would get more and more adventurous. You would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now. You would dream the dream of living the life that you are actually living today. That would be within the infinite multiplicity of choices you would have. Now, I'm not trying to sell you on this idea in the sense of converting you to it. I want you to play with it. I want you to think of its possibilities. I'm not trying to prove it. I'm just putting it forward as a possibility of life to think about. But consider this. In the Hindu view, this is precisely what's happening. The whole world is seen as the Lila of the self. Lila means play, divine play. And it's accompanied by Maya, which doesn't simply mean illusion, as people often suppose. The word Maya comes from the same root as our words magic, measure, and to make. Maya is creative power. It's the art of the cosmic magician. So in this view, the universe in general, and playing in particular, are in a special sense meaningless. Not meaningless as in worthless or absurd, but meaningless in the way that music is meaningless. A Mozart sonata doesn't convey a moral message. It doesn't try to suggest the sounds of wind, thunder, or birdsong. It simply is what it is, self-contained, complete. The universe is like that. Life is like that. It doesn't mean anything beyond itself because it is itself the thing. Now, children understand this intuitively. Children think about something that we adults have largely forgotten how to think about. It's one of the great wonders of life. What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up? Think about that. What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up? And if you think long enough about that, something will happen to you. You will find out, among other things, that it poses the next question. What was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep? That was when you were born. You see, you can't have an experience of nothing. Nature abhors a vacuum. So after you're dead, the only thing that can happen is the same experience or the same sort of experience as when you were born. In other words, we all know very well that after other people die, other people are born. And they're all you. Only you can only experience it one at a time. Everybody is I. You all know you're you. And wherever beings exist throughout all galaxies, it doesn't make any difference. You are all of them. And when they come into being, that's you coming into being. You know that very well, only you don't have to remember the past in the same way. You don't have to think about how you work your thyroid gland. You don't have to know how to shine the sun. You just do it like you breathe. Doesn't it really astonish you that you are this fantastically complex thing and that you're doing all this and you never had any education in how to do it? Let me put it another way. If you awaken from this illusion and you understand that black implies white, self implies other, life implies death, or shall I say death implies life, you can feel yourself. Not as a stranger in the world, not as something here on probation, not as something that has arrived here by fluke, but you can begin to feel your own existence as absolutely fundamental. What you are basically, deep, deep down, far, far in, is simply the fabric and structure of existence itself. Now, this is what the Hindus call the cosmic game of hide and seek. God, which in this context means the ultimate self, the consciousness that underlies everything, is playing hide and seek with itself, hiding by pretending to be all the different things in the universe, pretending to be you, pretending to be me, pretending to be the trees and the stars and the ant crawling across the floor. And the whole nature of the Godhead, according to this idea, is to play that it is not. Because what would be the fun of being God if you always knew you were God? How would there be any adventure, any surprise, any drama? So everybody is fundamentally the ultimate reality, not God in a political, kingly sense, but God in the sense of being the self, the deep down basic whatever there is. And you are all that, only you are pretending you are not. Let's sit with this for a moment. I'd like you to close your eyes if they're not already closed, and feel into your own existence. Not your name, not your history, not your roles and relationships, just the bare fact that you exist, that there is something rather than nothing. That awareness is present. Now feel into the mystery of that. Why is there anything at all? Why this? Why here? Why now? Feel how strange it is that you exist, how utterly improbable, how miraculous. And notice that you don't know how you're doing it. You don't know how you grow your hair, how you beat your heart, how you see with your eyes. It's all happening. You are happening, just as the universe is happening. And the universe happening and you happening, are they two things or one thing? You have seen perhaps not yet, but you can see that the universe is at root a magical illusion and a fabulous game, and that there is no separate you to get something out of it, as if life were a bank to be robbed. The only real you is the one that comes and goes, manifests and withdraws itself eternally in and as every conscious being. For you is the universe looking at itself from billions of points of view, points that come and go so that the vision is forever new. Now, when you're ready to wake up, you're going to wake up. And if you're not ready, you're going to stay pretending that you're just a poor little me. And since you're here, engaged in this sort of inquiry, listening to this sort of contemplation, I assume you're in the process of waking up. Or else you're teasing yourself with some kind of flirtation with waking up, which you're not quite serious about, but sincere. So then, when you're in the way of waking up and finding out who you really are, what you do is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now. You are something that the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing. The real you is not a puppet which life pushes around. The real deep down you is the whole universe. So then, when you die, you're not going to have to put up with everlasting non-existence, because that's not an experience. A lot of people are afraid that when they die, they're going to be locked up in a dark room forever and sort of undergo that. But one of the most interesting things in the world, this is a yoga. This is a way of realization, is to try to imagine what it will be like to go to sleep and never wake up. Think about it. Children, think about it. And the next thing that comes up is, what was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep? That was when you were born, and you could birth again. This, you see, is the great drama, the cosmic game, and you're playing it right now, not as a victim, not as a poor creature tossed about by circumstances beyond your control, but as the dreamer who has temporarily forgotten that this is a dream. And the forgetting is part of the game. The forgetting is what makes it interesting. The forgetting is what makes it feel real. But now perhaps you're beginning to remember. So let me leave you with this. You are not a stranger here. You are not an accident. You are not something that happened by fluke or mistake. You are an expression of the whole thing. The way a wave is an expression of the ocean. The way a flower is an expression of the plant. The way a flame is an expression of fire. You are the universe playing at being you. And this particular play, this particular dream is the one you're in right now, with all its troubles, with all its joys, with all its surprises. And when the game has gone on long enough, you will wake up. Stop pretending and remember who you really are. But in the meantime, play, enjoy the dream, even the scary parts, especially the surprising parts, because this is what you wanted. This is what you chose. This is the adventure. And you, magnificent cosmic dreamer, are having it right now.